Stunky, stunky, stunk.
Stream Elements says, Scorpwana is now live.
Live, damn it.
Streaming Star Trek Online. Star Trek Online, Nightmares of Batwinged Head / rating disabled, September 26, 2022.
Klingon. He is a Klingon. Somebody's aggravated Arnold. Hello everybody and welcome to another piece of shit commentary / gameplay of Star Trek Online. It is the 26th of September 2022 or September 26, 2022, depending on where you are in the world. I am your host, Scorpwana, and we will be playing really boring like and perhaps not even giving a shit about a lot of topics that may pop up. So if you or someone you know oh yeah. Nice.
Arcanoloth says, just watched Dallas Buyers Club, good movie.
Dallas Buyers Club with Tony Dow. Also starring Don Knotts. Never heard of that. Is it a recent movie within the last few years? Or is it old? Is it Dallas old? Dun 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 dun.
Arcanoloth says, https://www.rottenttomatoes.com/m/dallas_buyers_club.
Dallas Buyers
Arcanoloth says, had to look that up, almost a decade old now. Won awards.
Oh.
Arcanoloth says, based on a true story.
Based on a true story. That's nice. I like those based on true stuff, you know. Even though a lot of it, you know, they exaggerate some for drama classics and types of things, but still, you know, it's pretty interesting things. It's pretty interesting, man. Pretty interesting. I was wondering when you was gonna tow up your buddy, the body. JR, he carries a really big gun. His name is JR. JR. He was on I Dream of Jeannie before Dallas. JR. Damn. This Marie Calendar meal that I'm eating.
Arcanoloth says,
chicken and rice and cheese.
In the early days of HIV, the FDA was testing lots of stuff in early trials, but people were dying before they could find a solution, and some people formed private buyers clubs to import untested or unlicensed meds from other countries. The film tells the story of a Texan who organized such a club and got in hot water with the FDA as a result.
Oh boy. I thought of the Incredible Hulk thing just when you were saying that. In the early days of HIV and the FDA. So people that would unlicensedly and test things or whatever like that without approval.
Arcanoloth says, hat.
Dr. David Banner, physician, scientist. Looking for a way to something or whatever, I can't remember. Fuck, shit. Searching for a way to something all that humans have. Dr. Banner stepped into the gimmick center and boom! He awoke to find himself green.
Arcanoloth says, right, you can put whatever you want in your own body, but if you organize a club to mass import stuff that's not legal in the US, then the DEA gets involved.
Dun dun dun, potato. And then your ass goes to jail and prison, right?
Arcanoloth says, they didn't want to send this guy to jail cause he had AIDS, so they didn't think he'd live long enough to make it to trial. They just kept confiscating his stuff and fining him.
Put him in prison, then all of a sudden everybody's got AIDS. Dun dun dun. '88. Came, I saw, I kicked some ass today. I learned and made me laugh, cause everything I think is strange. Travel up into my duty veins. Yeah. Okay. Ikara. One more day of Terran Task Force, and that'll be level 6. Oh, I didn't start that one yesterday. What the fuck? Fire truck. I didn't do Romul because I was talking about going to somewhere for that one. Okay, let's do this again. I had an interesting dream sequence last night. It was like, or this morning, or whenever I woke up, where there's like this portal spinning type, like lightning and clouds and bluish tinge to it, you know, and on the inside it's like it gets darker blue till almost black, but you can kind of see this something back there, like a cityscape or whatever, like a checkerboard.
Will be here soon.
But and stuff was like really weirdly happening, you know, and like things were flying out of it, and this stuff was oozing out the bottom of it, creating a mound, like a mountain or whatever. Then there were flying heads that used bat wings to fly. And if these heads attacked you, your head would detach and you would become one of them. Very interesting. It was like the end of the world scenario type thing.
Here they come. All ships, battle station.
Here come them.
A welcoming committee. Yes, we're just here for your safety. Hand it over and no
A welcoming.
That. All ships, engage the Terran fleet.
The Corvette's turn rate is just insane.
Arcanoloth says, welcome.
Welcome. Free Willy!
It isn't over, Admiral. Believe that.
Enterprise, Defiant, take some ships and take her down.
Yeah.
The rest of you, stay alert. This isn't over yet. I'm picking up more ships through the rifts. Close as you can. Activate the holo projectors. Let's hope they
He's
get
got
the
big
job
hands
done.
because he's picking them up.
Bend the holo projectors as best you can. Need to clear out the ships at Jupiter Station.
This man has too many things he needs. Need this, I need that, I need a bath, damn it. I need my diaper changed.
Need to get those rifts under control.
Anita. Go find Anita then.
Arcanoloth says, he needs to get his attitude under control.
Right.
Need to clear out the ships at Jupiter Station.
Wham, 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 blam, blam, blam.
Murdoch says, at Arcanoloth you missed yesterday, we had a spat and chat.
You need
Two
to get
peckers
those
going
rifts
at
under
it.
control.
Arcanoloth says, yeah, he needs to find his friend, Anita Stufahole. Arcanoloth says, at Murdoch's oh my.
Anita Stufal. Touch chips and come out fighting. Let's get it on. What are we trying to do today, Johnny? Well, the two combatants have to make sure they fill up a 5-gallon bucket with their own semen.
The Terrans have taken control of Projector Alpha.
Murdoch says, call me didn't like when some did too many randoms and it was on LOL.
Call me. Oh my, you can call me anytime.
Rifts aren't going to close themselves.
Call me. Oh,
Need to clear out the ships at
Murdoch
Jupiter.
says,
I'm
I
giving
had to
her all
ban them
she's
both
got,
and send them
Captain.
to
If I push it any
reprocessing.
harder, the whole thing will blow.
if Scotty pushes any harder, it will blow. Scotty thrusts his pelvis forward.
Those rifts aren't going to close themselves.
As he says, up your shaft.
Arcanoloth says, Scotty has to get his colon irrigated.
That's right. You giving me a little mental image there of
Doc says, "Fuck Scotty, that son of a bitch."
of him like sticking some sort of a pipe up his ass. Scotty, get me more torpedoes. I'm trying, Captain. You know. I need more fuel, mister. More fuel for the time. I'm trying to come. It's green.
Projector Alpha is back under our control.
Bow, bow, dit, 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 bow, bow, dit, dit. Talking you, know what I'm saying? We've locked down the projectors.
Need to get those
Oh,
rifts
okay.
under control. We've got hostiles on the station.
We've locked down the
Breaking our
projectors.
systems.
Okay, never mind then. We've locked down the projectors.
Gamma now.
We've locked down the projectors. Okay, the projectors, we've locked them down. Okay. We have locked projectors. In a day, we're attacking away. Oh, I don't know what I'm to say. I'll say it anyway. Today's another day to find you. Shine away. I'll be coming for your love away. We've locked down the projectors.
We locked down the projectors. Now
Yay!
they're ours for good.
Yar!
You still here, Grandma?
Yes, Grandma, still here,
That
Grandma.
hour Janeway was annoying. Speaking of annoying, did you like the little back door I put in your station?
Enterprise is back near projector base.
Her station means it's her
Are you
asshole.
kidding me with this? My ships make me invincible. Give up already.
We won't be giving up till he comes. We won't be giving up till he comes. Oh, we won't be giving up. No, we sure won't give up. We will not be giving up till he comes. We'll all go out to beat him. I just leaped in to see what condition my
The Enterprise
condition
is
was
going for
in.
projector Alpha.
Hello, Core. What's happening? You watched Quantum Leap, didn't you? I have not. I have recently just gotten home and I haven't got it to watching yet.
Murdoch says, "I had 2 tennis sessions today, getting used to a new racket. Was good. Lots of cardio, burning the calories."
Hey, what's with all the
Kidding
racket?
me with this? My ships make me invincible. Give up already.
I gained calories today.
Don't even try to catch me.
Just Call Makora says, "Yes, I just finished Quantum Show."
Quantum show? Quantum? Did they talk a lot about quantum,
Murdoch
quantum, and
says,
quantum?
"Are you full of shit again?"
Quantum. Who, what, where, when? Oh, I'm always full of shit. That's for damn sure. Shit on the wall. Wee.
Just Call Makora says, "Yes, they did in the first like 15 minutes. It was kind of annoying, but other than that I am enjoying the show so far."
Ooh.
Back in a bit. Don't go anywhere.
Spoiler alert. Quantum. Quantum.
Murdoch says, tennis is so glorious when you knock one hard down the sideline for the win, and you think, take that bitch.
Oh, are you really competitive when it comes to tennis? Well, let me go get Wii Sports out. We'll see who's competitive. Boom! They need to make the leaping sound louder on Quantum Leap.
Are you kidding me with this? My ships make me invincible. Give up already.
Give up already.
Just Call McClure says, sports is boring, says the guy who watches NFL.
Well done.
Well, okay. Is it boring to watch or boring to play? We're gonna go ahead and
Murdoch
accept
says,
that.
I'm actually not, but many of the people I play are, which gets so annoying. I don't care about the set nearly as much as I care about improving my technique.
Like being able to actually hit it where you want it to hit, to make sure that the other person can't return the volley. Talking
Just
that
Call
way.
McClure says, I wouldn't say it is boring. I guess I am just too lazy to appreciate any sport on my own.
Yeah.
Just Call McClure says, I'd just rather watch other people play sports.
Damn right. Ain't nothing wrong with that. Watch them hurt themselves, damn it. Watch Mike Tyson bite someone else's ear off. There was supposed to be like a Mike Tyson show, right? On here lately? Somewhere. Other than my face. Somewhere other than his face. Need to see someone who cares. No, they need to. They need to be a little tied somewhere.
Murdoch says, that is true. If you got into and started to play it, then it becomes more fun to watch the pros, cause you then understand how hard it can be, but for the most part I agree, watching sports can be boring. Funny thing is, it can also be exciting. Just Call McClure says, I didn't see that, but I did watch a video of Mike Tyson punching the shit out of someone on a plane who was annoying the piss out of him.
Oh. You don't want to like annoy Mike Tyson. That's one person you know. Because he can hit you a certain place and knock you out, you know, hurt your ass. It can send you into a concussive coma. Of course, I don't know. Did he ever get to where he could do that one-hit punch again? It's like a cross of some sort.
Just Call McClure says, I think the guy even took him to court and the judge was like, you deserved it. Case dismissed.
He deserved it. Mike Tyson punched me the fuck out. Case dismissed. Will Smith slapped the hell out of him. Case dismissed. Maybe that's how things should be solved in court when it comes to certain factors. Like you know, if you ever, you watch Judge Judy or something, and you got two people bickering about little bullshit. Like, okay, well, we're gonna open up a new way of dealing with these problems here in the courtroom. Combatants, they're like combatants. Put on your gloves. There's a mouthpiece. There's a ring. Get after it. That'd shut their asses up.
Just Call McClure says, last episode of House of the Dragon was kind of a boring one, so I can't tell if the replaced actors are any good.
I'd have to agree. I watched it last night.
Murdoch says, I forgot which TFO is Lupitor Iridus.
It's the one with the one I just got through playing. You know, with Tilly's ship that you have to continuously fight until she leaves. Yeah, House of the Dragon seemed a little off to me. One of the actresses was like, what's her name from Ready Player One? I couldn't keep up with what the hell was going on, really. Hate
Murdoch
those damn time
says,
jumps.
Maybe I will do that this time instead of Counterpoint.
You have a point there, a counterpoint. I mean, I couldn't figure out who the kids were and all that bullshit. Who the grown-ups, whatnot, and then one of them, yeah, you know, but, and of course Matt Smith's character, like, okay, yeah. I mean, are they trying to have House of the Dragon be a one-off,
Murdoch
one
says,
season and that's it?
I also have Kydemer Vortex. When I'm done with the daily, let's do that. Just Call Makover says, people had babies. Dragon kills lady. Episode over.
Well,
Just Call Makover
yeah.
says, oh, and masturbation out of a window.
Masturbation out of a window. Yeah, she made the dragon kill her.
Murdoch says, yeah, mixed feelings about the new episode.
Well, aren't they? Isn't it supposed to be a multi-season type thing? It just seems like you would change your
Murdoch
characters.
says, I understand they choose new actors because of the time change.
But yeah, that's like, it's kind of advanced to...
Murdoch says, it just didn't feel right. I had a harder time following.
Yeah. Yeah, that me too. You know.
Just Call Makover says, and yes, it is an anthology series, so each season is self-contained and will tell a different story about different Targaryens, or however it is spelled.
Targaryen, yeah. Okay. Well, hell, by the time House of the Dragon's over, it should like the next year or whatever they jump to should be like Game of Thrones, I guess, right? As fast as that goes. How many time jumps have they had so far? Like within 4 episodes? What was it, episode 6? Or whatever, and that's like the second time jump? Dink, dink, ding, dink, dink. And oh, what's his name, dude? Shouldn't even have a hand by now, right? I'm not talking about the hand guy, but I'm talking about actual physical hand. Dude broke up a fight.
Arcano Loth says,
Get out of here.
Need Sam Jackal Kaysun saying I am sick and tired of these Monday to Friday targs on this Monday to Friday throne.
Monday to Friday. Samuel L. Jackson. I am sick and tired of these Monday to Friday targs on this Monday to Friday throne. Monday to Friday.
Just Call Makover says, there is Baratheon's rebellion to tell, the original Targaryen taking the throne, and a couple other stories to tell.
Well, I don't know who these people are that they keep having. Didn't they say, like, what was his name? Named the kid like Joffrey or something. I'm thinking, wait, there's a Joffrey. Game of Thrones Joffrey, right? King Joffrey, the Mad King. But has nothing to do with that Joffrey. Joffrey, Jonathan, Jonathan. I don't care.
Just Call Makover says, you didn't know who these people were when Game of Thrones started.
That's right. And I still don't know who these people are. Even during Game of Thrones, I know like maybe 3 or 4 people in Game of Thrones, and that's it. That I could follow. Other than that, I don't give a shit about the rest of them.
Arcano Loth says, I really don't think Robert's rebellion has anything left to tell. We knit all the important points in Thrones. The only thing left is a bunch of big battles they won't spend the money to do since we already know that story. Just Call Makover says, Joffrey was named after the gay guy the knight killed the last episode. And I assume future Joffrey will be named after the baby.
Joffrey.
Murdoch says, I think it's okay to criticize the show. I understand the show is better than many other shows and I like it, but it's also sort of meh.
Yeah, I can't get into it like I could Game of Thrones. Maybe because it's like a one house thing and just I mean, plump 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 plump. Or once you get invested in who is acting and play the part of somebody, you're like, okay, this is cool, follow this. Then they change it up and you're going, okay, now who are they supposed to be?
Just Call Makover says, I will continue to watch it because I love Game of Thrones, but as long as anything is better than the final season then I will be happy.
The final season. Happy together. How is the weather? Jon Snow. Jon Snow. Jon Snow. Jon Snow. Snow. Jon Snow. Snow. Jon Snow. No. Jon Snow. No.
Arcanoloth says, it's okay to criticize anything. But there is critique and then there are drivable comments like I liked it or I didn't like it that much. Those are opinions, and opinions are fine to have, but critique requires more effort.
Y'all. I mean, it gets to the point, like, I had laid down, like, you know, in bed or whatever, on my side, just watching TV. Because I lay at the foot of the bed sometimes when I do that. And I was actually watching it. But about, like, 10 to 15 minutes into it, I kind of got, like, kind of bored and, like, what the fuck is this? Who's doing, what is going on here? I don't remember dude, like, marrying whoever.
Just Call McCower says, it is like when I say Ander sucks. It is just an opinion even though I am just trolling and have not actually watched the show.
Yes, you troll a lot. You are the troller. Trolley. Trolley? Where are you, Mr. Trolley? Trolla-la-la-la-la-la-la-la-la. Ho 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 ho.
Just Call McCower says, I troll a lot.
Yes, that was your whole purpose back in the day.
Just Call McCower says, but yesterday I was properly heated.
Oh?
Arcanoloth says, right, anyone can have an opinion, and it's equally as valid as anyone else.
Well, why were you heated, if you don't mind me asking?
Murdoch says,
Before or
well,
during
there
the
was
stream?
something relatable and deeply human about the first seasons of Game of Thrones that's missing with House.
Yes, it's missing Gregory. It's missing a cane.
Arcanoloth says, and it's not worth arguing opinions because that which can be asserted with zero evidence can be dismissed with zero evidence.
You know, in House of Game of Thrones or whatever.
Arcanoloth says, but I'm not the boss of the internet, and some people sure do like to argue about opinions. Murdoch says, okay Professor Arcanoloth.
Okay,
Arcanoloth says, haha.
One of the things I do like of watching House of Game of Thrones, I'm gonna call it that because I can't ever remember the fucking name, is the little miniature town/city they're building. That's pretty interesting. That's what I'm following.
Murdoch says, there are no moments quite as powerful as those early scenes in Thrones.
Thrones. Now, one thing I'm confused about, right? Okay. Is one of the 3 sons, not to be counted as the 4th born baby something of the white long-haired people, one of them has dark hair, and is he known as a bastard for some reason? Where'd he come from?
Just Call McCower says, I just hate when people abuse systems regardless of what it is. Constantly using commands when people are having a conversation just gets tiresome. I know I use Billyverse, but I do it once a stream and try not to do it when a really serious conversation is happening. Plus the whole Scorp Daddy shit is weird as fuck.
Isn't it though?
Murdoch says, having said that, I think Arcanoloth would make a fine professor.
That's right.
Smiley face.
He'd have proper discussions, like a discussive type thing. Yes, I kind of like I do agree that when you're in the process of talking about something and the sounds do pop up rapidly, that can be, you know, seen upon as being annoying. That's why I stopped talking when it happens.
Arcanoloth says, I'm here for the conversation to
Hi,
go
listen,
well.
you
Don't
listen,
need
you
to
know,
make it
man.
too serious.
Hey,
It's not
hey,
fun
hey,
to
hey,
know.
hey,
If
hey,
someone
hey,
posts
I'm working
Nazi
with you
shit
all
they are
day.
dumb,
I
but
got a
please
job.
don't
You don't
show
take
them.
my soul. Hey, look at hey, I'm working with you all day. Hey, big guy, you doing? Hey, big guy, shitting me? You don't just $19.99. You don't need all these. Here's how to work. Hey, how you doing?
specialist.
Billy Mays
Sorry,
here.
Dave?
Billy Mays
Just
here.
1999.
Are you on your feet all day? When you all day?
For just
Good morning, everyone.
Just Call Makor says, hey, I'm working here all day.
Hey, I'm working here. See, that right there is funny because it's like a little interruption thing that just happens, and you know, makes it too serious when you have fun and talk all some of the Nazi shit they're gonna deal with. Yeah. I guess I should probably like put some sort of restrictions on the sound stuff or whatever. Like, I thought I had a cooldown thing happening, but I don't see that's working. 'Cause I did make cooldowns, but I think whenever I swapped the scripting over to a different way of playing the sounds and stuff, it changed that. So I had to go back and fix it. I could make a timer to where every so many hours or whatever, you know, the sound for Billy Mays could probably be played and
Murdoch says,
whatnot.
I dunno. Sometimes I like to play 2 back to back, but don't do more than that.
Don't do more than that. Don't. I don't do more than that. Yeah, there's a certain thing as being too repetitive about it, but I don't have to fill the time with me talking about nothing important. So a sound taking up that time is okay to me every once in a while. That's one thing I didn't want to really set up any kind of
Murdoch
restrictions.
says, you could fade out the Billy verse halfway though.
Oh, and not have it as long as it is?
Just Call Makor says, plus I noticed these past couple days that the person in question did commands specifically after I would say something, and yet, I got kind of triggered yesterday and said some naughty words. But I'm not going to apologize for it.
No, no.
Murdoch says,
I don't want you
yeah.
to. I want you to lay it all out. I do like the control of not banning. I was thinking that was going to happen, but that's good that you know, because you've always had that thing about, you know, not taking things to, you know, to that kind of a limit, you know, like, you know, if someone gets, say when you're playing Minecraft, someone gets control of creative, like they become an admin or whatever on there, and all of a sudden they're not playing the game, they're just creativing, you know. But I've always noticed, like, whenever you and I would play, even though you had the ability to do that, you would still play in survival mode and only ever swap it up to, like, say, creative mode or whatever if you had to go help somebody on the servers and things like that. And then come right back to where you stopped at, unload all the crap that you may have accidentally put in your hot bar or whatever to help these people with whatever, and then start back over on, like, what you were doing. Instead of, like, someone taking it too far into their head about it. I like that. Okay, one of that. Blah. I need to change sentences. And I could put, like, a cooldown on it, or try to.
Just
More of a
Call Makor
cooldown.
says, I don't abuse my powers and don't let my anger get the best of me. I say what I have to say and left it at that. If they would have went extreme with their responses, I might have timed them out for an hour at most, but yeah.
Goodness gracious. Well, yeah, I would only, like,
Murdoch says,
bot ban.
I think that
you know.
guy was just curious about what would come up for randoms. Most of the randoms are fairly short, and usually once the channel does randoms everyone stops cause it gets old, but I understand getting interrupted. I don't think he was intentionally doing that to you, probably just not paying attention. Arcanoloth says, someone will always take things too far in pursuit of getting that reaction from people, so my question is, how much time do I want to lose and how much do I want my blood pressure to spike before I realize, okay, that's enough internet for today?
That's enough internet for
Arcanoloth
today.
says, no objectively correct answer to that question, everyone has to decide for themselves.
Anarchy. Man, did I want to get back to that dream, though. Or, well, I guess it would be a nightmare. But, yeah. I mean, I could, like, set it to certain ways of things.
Murdoch
but,
says,
I'll leave it
personally
open.
I don't like the timer cause I like to do 2 back-to-back sometimes.
Back to back.
Just Call McCower says,
back to back.
I have a Quantum Leap spoiler. Murdoch says,
No.
but I think
Like
there
it would
should be a
matter.
channel rule where you're not spamming. Murdoch says, spamming isn't cool.
Well, I can have it where like I can code it probably because I run it off of scripts mostly, to where you can have a few back to back and then it kind of like cools you down or whatever. I'd have to have time to do that though, and that's usually on my
Murdoch
days
says,
off.
that sounds good.
Yeah, because I'm fairly
Just
new
Call
with
McCower says, it isn't a story spoiler.
Snot. It's not a story spoiler. It's not gonna spoil like the new series of Quantum Leap. Oh shit! Do 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 do. I do need to get off my sorry lazy ass and probably work on some of the scripting stuff, but I can't. I can do that like when I have days off and I have like a few hours to actually do something.
Murdoch
Or
says, ready for some Vortex score?
Vortex who? Oh, I didn't know that. I hadn't even looked at the endeavors. Even though, yes, everyone can see them. I can't because the chat
Murdoch
box is
says,
over it.
Khitomer Vortex.
Khitomer?
Just Call McCower says, there is a new voiceover lady who explains Ben's situation before the episode starts and no theme song.
Oh,
Sad
that
face.
sucks.
Murdoch says, it's your universal.
Theorizing that somebody can time travel within their own lifetime, Dr. Beckett.
Murdoch says, I'm on a Fed.
You're fed. Yeah, I can't see that because my chat bot or the box for the chat that I can read while it's going on or whatever is semi-transparent and over that, so other people's text kind of cover that on my screen. If I were a good person,
Murdoch says, I am on my Andorian.
Andorian Gray, Andorian. Well, is the voiceover lady different, or is it the same lady? She's just older. Because before she was like real soft spoken, and then like a few thousand packs later, maybe she's gotten a little bit deeper. But
Just Call McCower says, different.
different. Well, she goes, Bean tried to go to the bathroom. He didn't understand, so he goes boom to the quantum leap chamber. He went to the chamber. He went to the chamber and vanished. He woke up to find himself in past. He looked in the mirror, and not his. His reflection different.
Arcanoloth says, theorizing he could learn Spanish before bedtime, Dr. Sam Beckett stepped bravely into the Tex-Mex restaurant. Just Call McCower says, I do have episode things I'd like to talk about but will wait for your watching.
Yeah.
Arcanoloth says, then the rest of the intro goes into Spanish.
Spanish music, like a luchador thing, or you got 3 guys coming out with big old Mexican hats and all that kind of stuff, playing instruments. Excuse me, sir. Excuse me. Excuse me. Huge. It kind of makes me wish that they could have dumped the episodes of the Quantum Leap shows, and all that stuff, where we don't have to wait every single Monday. Because you think that's a lot of time. What if there was a fan that really wanted to watch all of it, but was diagnosed terminally with an illness and could only live for a month? But they wanted to watch the shit so bad. I give you patient A. George Tucker. George Tucker the Fourth. Jim Bob the Fifth.
Just Call McCower says, I like the week by week though. I love conversation and theory crafting seasons.
Ah.
You can't do that with a binge watch.
That is true. Yeah, people can like be discussing and coming up with things on a weekly basis. I'm just really impatient with that stuff these days. Used to, I could do that.
Inverted Paradox says, Mighty Polish Tank.
The only thing I really like hate about a week-to-week thing sometimes is whenever you're looking forward to something, like seeing a trailer or preview of the show that's going to happen, and then all of a sudden when it comes out, the episode sucks or is boring as hell, or you're like, I waited a week for this. You know, I can remember like certain, like, you know, even Smallville, back when watching that, would go, oh cool, you know, that looks pretty awesome, and the only awesome thing in the episode would be what was in the teaser for it. You're like, well, that sucks. Almost reminds me of that lady that sued the creators of the movie Drive because the trailer showed all the driving sequences, and whenever she went to watch the movie, it was some stupid love story that she didn't like. I mean, somebody quit petting that thing. I'm not. Latesha doesn't have a good. Well, she's got it. Okay, yeah, we'll do it. Who cares?
Inverted Paradox says, me and the boys off to troll just a little.
Troll just a little. Just a little bitch. Not a lot, but just a little bitch. Just a little bitch. Not a lot, but just a little bitch.
Arcanoloth says, Drive was a good film with a bad trailer. Anyone that sues over that is peak entitled. Murdoch says,
You will comply.
You will comply.
Bitty bitty bitty.
Just Call Makor says, I will say this though about the episode. I am glad Sam was able to breach Mach 3 in the jet and not die in the end, allowing Tom to live. Looks like Sam leaped into a baseball player for the next episode. So it will be interesting to see if he goes pro. Inverted Paradox says, hello my sweet sunflower, just call Makor, are you all nice and lovely today? Arcanoloth says, I saw a good movie that wasn't exactly what I was expecting. I demanded millions in emotional damages.
But that's the thing.
Arcanoloth says, any lawyer that takes that case should be disbarred.
The lady actually got compensated for it. Like for her ticket and time or whatever. So it's interesting that they allowed it to, you know, happen. Next time she should be more aware of it. I mean, what is, like, if you look up the movie Drive, what does it say the genre is for this movie? Like, is it drama? Is it thriller? Is it chase? You know, something like that, you know. Or like read the synopsis, you know, or something like that. Look up more about stuff. But she got compensated. I don't know how people get butthurt about shit and then all of a sudden they get money for it. Way to screw the system.
Arcanoloth says, I'd say Drive is a character study, neo-noir drama yet.
You know, at first the Discovery ship looked like shit to me, but it's kind of grown a little bit. Just a little bitch. Just a little bitch. Not very much, but just a little bitch. And hello, Inverted Paradox. If I didn't say that, I'm sorry. Alright, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Those bastards!
Arcanoloth says, like that was the entire point of the movie. The main character believes he is the main character of a movie, but nobody else in modern day LA knows this and they think he is kind of weird.
Like the movie with the dude from True Blood. He played in a movie where he thought he had the ability to become invisible. And security cameras proved him wrong. Sam the baseball player. I remember that. Like he couldn't play baseball for shit.
Arcanoloth says, it's fine to not like that, but I don't think some of these people got the point, and so their opinion really doesn't deserve the level of attention they are receiving or think they deserve.
I'm sure there's a fan trailer out there or a fan intro that they've probably gonna
Just Call
cook up
Makor
about
says, I am so morbidly weird. There was a news report I noticed on Twitter that was something along the lines of woman's body was found behind Walgreens, and I responded with, is she okay? Inverted Paradox says, I'd like to become invisible. Arcanoloth says, that's what really grinds my gears. People who are uninformed and lazy and think their opinions deserve the same level of attention as somebody who worked hard to be an expert just because they were born. Arcanoloth says, haha.
Would you like a woman's body was found? Where's the rest of her? You know, hope she's okay. Her body's fine, man. Her body's fine. She's not in it anymore, but she's fine. What about her consciousness, man? Is she okay? It's okay to be morbidly thinking in your head that way. That's how I think all the time. It's like when I was telling my coworker today about the nightmare that I had, and about like the doomsday end of world type shit or whatever like this. He goes, "Oh my gosh!" I said, "Yeah, I wish I could return back to it. I didn't want to wake up. When I did wake up, I tried to go back to sleep to see what happened for the next of it. I said, but damn it, I had to come to work." She said, "I don't know what to tell you about that." I was like, I know, right?
Inverted
I wanted to
Paradox
see the
says,
ending.
if I could become invisible at will, I would use that power to torment my mortal enemy.
Mortal enemy? Mortal Kombat. It's not about life or death, but not about life, death, but life. Christopher Lambert.
Just Call Makor says, theorizing that one could travel within their own lifetime. Lady steps behind a Walgreens and her consciousness vanishes.
Consciousness vanishes? Like people in comas. She's still there, but not really. Only to find out that the lady who they found was still alive. But the body they found was the lady. Wouldn't that kind of be freaky? Like if fingerprints and the actual person, physical features and everything matched 100% with somebody. Even their like identification that they would have on them and everything would be your name and all that. But one little difference would be on there, like residence or something. And they're like, well, where'd she come from? I don't
Murdoch
know.
says,
She's dead. Yeah.
thanks, Mommy.
Welcome. You welcome.
Inverted Paradox says, just Call Makor doesn't love me anymore. Why torment with my heart like so you were my everything.
You were everything that I wanted. We're meant to be, supposed to be, but we lost it. And all of the memories so close to me just fade away. But like parallel world type stuff. Like bodies falling from another world and just collapsing, and they're like, where'd they come from? Another Earth. That was interesting. What was that? There was a movie or some show or something I watched. I think it was either Black Mirror or something, where people like the worlds were connected, so gravity was like fighting against itself. If you were from one planet, your gravitational pull toward that planet was to that planet, and if you were from the other planet, it was down. And they had like an office building that was connected, and then people like would like hand paperwork to someone just standing above them in their own gravity, who's walking on their stair or walking on their floor, to do whatever with and everything like that. What the hell was that I watched? And the girl, like, and this guy, like, she put on like some sort of a gravity band that could swap her to where she can go to that place, and they like had intercourse, sex, and she got pregnant or whatever, and she was the pregnancy
Just
allowed her
Call
to
Nicole
be
says,
like a.
Remember Earth 2? I don't. Couldn't tell you shit about that show other than a lot of sand and that planet had some weird natives.
Natives? I remember Doctor Who having a second world. A second Earth. That's where the Cybermen originated from. On original Doctor Who. But
Murdoch says, you put your pangas in the wormhole and move it in and out till you explode.
you put your pangas in the hole. Then you dip, we dip, we dip. I put my hand up on your hip, and when I dip, you dip, we dip. Put yours, and I put mine, and we can dip down low and roll and ride. Back again with the second verse. It's all clean, so I'm not gonna curse. Drop.
Inverted Paradox says, why are you ignoring me? Just call Mikor.
But please, don't take the girl. Earth 2. Earth 2. Ah, shit. Fudge Packers on ice.
Just Call Mikor says, I had hamburgers with mushrooms and onions for dinner, yum yum.
I had a hamburger before I went to work today.
Arcano Loth says, sounds good.
Good. Ouchie.
Arcano Loth says, I had beans and ham with cornbread. Just Call Mikor says, BRB. Arcano Loth says, might get me some more here in a SEC.
See if we can make the long jump here. Wow, that was funny. It ran in the air and then jumped. Get you some more in a second.
Murdoch says, I air fried some breaded chicken with rice and a salad with Greek feta and dressing.
Dress that rice. I had a Mary Calendar chicken and rice with cheese and broccoli. Just before or during the first part of this.
Inverted Paradox says, Just Call Mikor is starting to anger me with his ignoring of me.
Well, I don't know what to tell you about that, dude. I mean, I'm not ignoring you. Everyone else ain't either. I don't know. It'll just have to be what it is until it's not, you know. I wouldn't take it too much into it, you know. Just let it be. People have reasons to do things, and the way they have things about other stuff or whatever, just let it be. No grease off my steering wheel. Mustard greens, mustard greens, mustard greens, mustard greens. Which I'm pretty sure that I'll see that meal pretty soon again, as everything has been.
Murdoch says, I thought the Badger transwarp works now. It's not working.
Bajor transport? Transwarping? I don't know. I haven't tried it. If you click on it, does nothing happen? Or do you have to still have like those transport warp coils or whatever they are? Transwarp coils or colonoscopy or...
Murdoch says, "I'll just do defer and hop over."
Yeah, that's what I do. The Führer. The Führer. Heil. The Führer.
Arcanoloth says, several of the Gamma Story arc missions take you directly to DS9. Arcanoloth says, first Cardi arc mission goes to Badlands.
Dun 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 dun. Twitch, Twitch. Twitch, Twitch. I did not get a chance to put the cooler stuff out today. That's gonna suck. Especially if the truck comes tomorrow and it's not out of the back cooler. They don't take it seriously? Whatever. Okay. It'll just fall onto me. Da, da, da. That cooler stuff at work is just insane. You'd practically have to be like watching that shit on an hourly basis.
Inverted Paradox says, what's up, Doc?
Yeah, what's up, Doc? Yeah, I don't know, Doc. Yeah. That guy falling over. Ah! Mm.
What are you laughing at?
What are you laughing at? Why aren't you laughing at me? You're everything I hope for. You're everything I need. You is so beautiful to me.
Inverted Paradox says, I'll be honest, I am not a good person. There is no good in me.
No good in you? Cool. Why don't you think that you're not a good person? If you don't mind me asking. Are you narcissistic? Do you look at people as pawns in a game? I'd like to think I'm not a good person. I'm not good either. I am who I am. I'm full of flaws. When taking the opportunity, I will disappoint. I can't help it. It's just my nature. there's a way to make a cheap shot joke out of some situation, I'll do it. Just to get myself a laugh. I don't make any promises as to me being a good person. That's why when I die and go to hell, which is probably going to be very soon, I'll be right where I belong, that's for sure. If hell even exists. Hell, whenever a pope comes out and says hell doesn't exist, it makes you think, okay, so what else doesn't exist? Not that I even care one way or the other. I mean, I don't see any proof of something else happening there, or anything actually existing, other than unconsciousness. Maybe sleeping would be fun. I could just say this. I'm disappointed in humanity. So in that disappointment, I condemn it to end. How's that? Humanity must end. No matter the cost. You've got the touch.
Inverted Paradox says, we are all meat suits.
That's right. Housing just our consciousness that can be altered, changed, or forgotten. Who we are can be just gone even when we're still alive. I mean, like, you know, you can be you, then have a car accident, get amnesia, not even remember previous moments in your life, have to start completely over from scratch again. Well, the you were is now gone. It's like you didn't even exist. So after like a death or anything, like a physical body death, and everything's gone, then what the hell? What's the matter? Life is a joke, and death is the punchline. No one will ever change my mind. The only thing I ever hoped for is being alive long enough to see certain things happen. That's all I want to do. Anticipating things to
Inverted Paradox
witness.
says, death and taxes.
Death in Texas. Death in Texas. For one, I want to see that there is truly alien life. Like, come down, announced, seen, physically talked to type thing or whatever, alien life. Two, the end of humanity. That's
Inverted
it. The only two
Paradox
things I want.
says, imagine if there was a death tax you had to pay after death.
Right. That your loved ones had to pay. I don't know about over there in New Zealand or anything, but they'll have commercials over here where they'll talk about if you or someone you know experienced this or that or whatever, or they'll have like, if you or someone has died,
Inverted
please call this
Paradox
number now.
says, Death IRS.
Death IRS. But it's like, if you or someone you know has died, please call this number now. I'm thinking, how the hell are they going to call if they're dead? What the fuck? Yeah, I'm calling from hell. Yeah, I've only been given 2 minutes. Could I please speak with the representative from your, you know? No. Now, a wonder in my head is the whole possibility of the consciousness existing after, in some form or fashion. Parts of it, if anything, scattered, that can reform into something or go into something else. That's something I hope for. And if death, you know, when death occurs, like maybe a soul spirit thing or whatever. But having no actual evidence of such a thing, just
Murdoch
talk.
says, I'm so tired of seeing news about UFOs being seen in different countries. It's a tease. I mean, somebody capture one of those suckers so we can all look. Hard to capture? Okay, Use the new laser systems on one. Set a trap, I dunno.
I don't know if it's a dimensional type thing, then probably wouldn't be able to even touch it. It'd be phased in and out of existence. Talk to Bob Lazar. He'll give you in-depth detail about all that shit. And his story never changes, which means there's something to it. They had body language experts and all that, like look into his body language as he was talking, and lie detector types, you know, whatever, that usually sit around with a bunch of people, you know, and see if they're lying or not. And they did not find that he was lying about anything he was saying about his experience at Area 51 or S4, I think
Murdoch
it was called.
says, I've seen all his stuff. I like him. Smart person.
Yeah.
Just Call McCower says, UFOs are military test devices.
Yeah, Nikola Tesla drew up plans for one way back in the day. You can download the schematics, or well, an overdraft view of one, not the whole thing.
Murdoch says, I think several are for sure.
I mean, sonic weapons exist, which means the Dr. Sonic screwdriver could be a real thing. Think about that. Sonic weapons can lift heavy
Inverted
objects.
Paradox says, at Just Call McCower, stop ignoring me, daddy.
I mean, like in ancient culture or whatever, they found that the vibration of sound waves and certain aspects of it can actually lift tons of rocks and boulders and stuff. So that's probably how like they would transport things back in the day, by levitation via sound waves. And that has been tested actually to be true
Just
in
Call McCower
science.
says, I will die on the hill that aliens exist, but the universe is too vast for us to ever encounter any. At least intelligent life.
Well, you think of like the stuff, you know, they found on Mars so far, like it being around there. I mean, there's deposits of what's actually real water, frozen, microbiology, like type of bacterium and stuff like that. So yeah, life flourished at one time on Mars, that's for sure. It may be here now. You know, we just jumped ship is all. Humanity ruined one planet. We'll just go to the next one. We'll terraform one, get on it, say, hey, all right, everybody. Okay, this one's trash. Let's go to the next one. But yeah. And it could very well be that all the like conspiracies, rumors, and all kinds of talk about underground civilizations that are in the Earth, of the previous, you know, maybe ancient civilizations that have always been here that just don't interact with us. Like, who's to say that the whole Aquaman thing's not real, you know, or the journey to the center of the Earth didn't really sort of happen in a way, but not the center, because you know you're not gonna go to the center. I mean, new scans of the Earth and all that kind of find that it's got pockets in it, you know, actual openings, and there's like a second sea under the sea. All sorts of shit. We've only ever just scratched literally the surface.
Just Call
what's on
McCower
Earth.
says, it is a theory that life on our planet exists because of an asteroid or comet colliding with it, allowing water to exist and create a livable atmosphere and all that jazz.
Yeah, panspermia. They just like the what was it? The situation was just right or whatever for all that to happen or whatever like that. And the whole thing about like a species of alien or whatever living on the moon or in the moon, actually having a base up there, the cities and stuff like that have been actually captured, apparently. We don't know. We don't know any damn thing. We know what we see, and we ignore what we don't want to see. Like people that see flying cities every once in a while on Earth that camouflage themselves back into like cloaking
Just
invisibility.
Call McCower says, I bet Sam knows.
Sam knows, man. He
Just
knows.
Call McCower says, I bet Sam seen it.
Sam has seen it all. Pokemon. Well, at least now the government acknowledges what do they call them? UAVs or UAE, ABCDFG, UAP phenomenon, aerial phenomenon, unidentified aerial phenomenon. That's what it is. They acknowledge that something is in the sky, flying around that they don't know what is. Is what they're saying. They actually documented that.
Says, what if God gave Sam the ability to control where he leaps and he decided that God would be a good subject to leap into?
There you go. I'm sure he'd have a little contingency plan when that happened, though. He probably like set it to where he can't do that. What if Sam was one of us? Just a stranger on a bus. Is the Rex a female or a male? Have we figured that out yet? It's Bucktooth, that's for sure. I mean, like, you read all those little stories and watch the stories on YouTube about encounters on Earth of, like, strange shit that we would think could be alien. But what if it's not alien? What if it's just other cultures that live on our planet that we haven't interacted with forever, and that we probably did in some past, you know, of our history, and that history was just scrubbed and nobody remembers anymore. Like, what if it's like under the crust of the earth, like civilizations and stuff that are actually there, you know. And some of them may value humanity helping or whatever, and some may try to plot against it or something like that, you know. But what if it's not aliens? It's just creatures that have evolved on Earth in different circumstances. I mean, environmental adaptation, as it's called.
Just Call McCower says, now we are mixing Doctor Who with Stargate.
Yeah, but still, there could be some truth into it, though. I mean, I've always thought that civilizations had been here like several times. How do we know? Like, if you're into the whole Bible thing, you're like, no, it's just 4,000 or 6,000 years.
Just Call McCower says, speaking of Doctor Who.
Doctor, huh? Ooh, is it coming out? Thanksgiving special or some shit?
Just Call McCower says, Jodie's last special airs next month.
Ooh. Really? So, wait, that's the last time we'll see her, so therefore at the very end of it she's gotta regenerate, right?
Just Call McCower says, yes.
Ooh, that's interesting. Chin balls and nobody no longer
Just
being
Call
control of
McCower
it.
says, and I already know who she regenerates into.
Really? I don't think I've actually looked that information up yet. I think I did try to look information up before about who the next Doctor was going to be. I can't really recall anymore, though. I want to say it was some black dude, which would not bother me. You know, I would not be, like, thinking racially about anything at all. Just give me a damn good story. You know. Don't be changing Doctor Who. Of course, Russell T Davies will have it again, so he'll fix it. You know, he'll do good. We have faith in him. And he brought us a new Who, and if not for circumstances, he would have continued it. Bam-a-lam. We'll just do this over here. Wasn't it, though, like, during Torchwood? Wasn't that when his partner passed away? Oh, I thought I had things. Okay, I guess not.
Just Call McCower says, I really hope that RTD doesn't try to retcon this timeless child stuff in The Fugitive Doctor. Run with it even though fans are not happy and make it actually interesting. Because I want more of that Doctor.
Yeah, I mean, I like that part of it. I have to agree, I did like that part of it. But the Timeless Child, the only thing I had bad against the Timeless Child thing was the fact that she came from a different universe and had regenerations that not Time Lord, but a Gallifreyan studied and kept killing and killing and killing and killing until figuring it out, extracting regeneration
Arcano says,
and then putting it into
at
somebody.
Just Call Makora, this is a very likely theory given our current evidence. We know we exist, so the solution to the Drake equation is at least greater than or equal to 1. But space is big.
Space is the place. But for them to take the regenerations or figure it out from that Timeless Child and then throw it into their own mix and somehow prevent the Timeless Child from regenerating, and only the last time the child regenerated was into the first Doctor, and that version of the Timeless Child grows up to be William Hartnell's Doctor or whatever, or well, no, it would be the black lady first, and then her, when she regenerates, they probably like switched off the regeneration, infinite regenerations for the Doctor, even though they shouldn't have been able, unless they've actually figured it out. Like since the Timeless Child had infinite regenerations anyway, so that there was no 13th rule or whatever, and the Timeless Child was not Gallifreyan, according to what I think I'm knowing. Right? If the Timeless Child is from another universe, or they just, well, maybe is it a parallel universe? Hell, it could probably be that. I'm trying to figure out where he's going with it.
Also, even though I am upset that this new master kind of destroyed any of the character growth Missy had, I really enjoyed this version of the master.
He was the masturbator. He came back again. The master just cannot die, can he? Well, he wanted to offer up a truth of sorts. And anytime like you get into the Gallifreyan stuff, it's kind of interesting. You know, I think it is anyway. Like back whenever Ballsack. What the fuck is his name? Whenever dude was like punching the barrier thing or whatever like that, and finally like punched all the way through after dying several times in a row, you know, as that Doctor, and then punching his way into Gallifrey. But wasn't it established that Gallifreyans themselves did not have two hearts, but only Time Lords from Gallifrey did? Because River Song had two hearts, right? Because she absorbed energy from the time vortex and the TARDIS and all that, so she was a Time Lord of sorts, but you know, human. So she developed the two-heart thing, right? Did she have two hearts? I can't remember now. Fuck. Fire truck and onion rings.
Murdoch says, okay, should I got back and watch Quantum Leap? That was during the 90s, right? Always, though it was cheesy.
Yeah, Quantum Leap in the late 80s, early 90s was Scott Bakula and Dean Stockwell leaping around, you know, theorizing that one can time travel within his own lifetime. Dr. Sam Beckett
Just Call
stepped to the
Makora
bottom
says,
of the
but the thing Chinball really upset me with is that he destroyed Gallifrey, and yet, that can get retconned all day. I want more action on that planet. Murdoch says,
yes.
The Leap Brothers.
Brothers? I like Quantum
Arcano
Leap.
says, it was a long-running show, so it has episodes that are better or worse than others.
Yeah. the premise of the show is great. You know, him leaping around and saving people and righting wrongs that are apparently were wronged by the devil.
Just Call McCower says, it is late 80s/early 90s show. It is kind of cheesy, but overall it is pretty decent.
And I think it still holds up pretty good too. But yeah, they've rebooted it, sort of, and that's what came on tonight. The second episode came on tonight. But last week, we watched the second pilot, not the first one they ever filmed. Though I found that out. They had a pilot already for the show, and this is not somebody that flies planes. You know, the
Just
episode.
Call McCower says, yes, so did I.
Ah. So you know about the first pilot. I haven't watched it, if it's even out there. But
Just Call McCower says, the real pilot is next week, I believe.
okay.
Murdoch says, should I go back and watch all the old ones before watching the new one?
Yeah. That would definitely be a good idea.
Arcanoloth says, I'm behind on Lower Decks, so I'ma watch an EP and go to bed. Lecture in the morn. Stay classy, folks.
Stay chicky-bricky.
Just Call McCower says,
All right, Ark.
but edited so it isn't his first leap, but a lot of the footage is the same.
Yeah, because they for some reason changed it up or whatever. But yes, Murdochs, that's a good idea. Go back and rewatch all of it. That's a binge watch that shit. Get it fresh in your mind. That'll give you something to do, for real, Joe. And Arcanoloth, all right, dude. You
Murdoch says,
take care, man.
should I masturbate during the watching?
Only when Sam leaps into a woman. And when Al gets all crazy because of it.
Just Call McCower says, I think that is why his memory has been lost longer than the first episode. I think once the real pilot airs he may have his full memories back.
Well, you know, Sam never got his completely all the way back. He got back a little bit. But he probably won't have him like fully back to where he can explain why he leaped or whatever. It'll probably still be Swiss cheesed. Because Sam didn't know that he was married. And then he forgot it again when he came back to leaping. So certain things, you know, he forgot. Or kept away from his memory. But he probably gained them all back whenever he can control his leaping.
Just Call McCower says, I watched the original pilot again today. I was like, yeah, shit definitely didn't look like that in 1995.
See, that's what I'm talking about. Like, you know, back. What did we figure out? Okay, you said 87/89, around late 80s is when the show came out, and their representation of what the future would look like in 1995. Did they really have to jump that far to make it like, oh, it's like, you know, this is how it looks? It wouldn't have really. I mean, even like some shows that deal in some sort of time travel stuff, they're like, well, you know, it's not really going to be that much different. You know, not that far into the future. Like, you know, back in the day, like, what was it, the 60s and 70s, it would have all those space shows and say the year 2001 or whatever like that, flying cars and this light show shit or something like that. And not really, you know, it's not, you know, like flying into space and living on colony worlds or some shit like that, you know, and we're not doing that. So for them to set the new Quantum Leap in 2022, that's why I would have thought they could have pretended that, you know, it was set, you know, later a future. For us to see it as it is now, we're like, well, it's 2022. Instead of being
Just
like,
Call
ooh.
Mikor says, it's funny. Though I am not a huge Star Trek fan, I like that a lot of our current technology is inspired from Star Trek.
Yes. You can thank Gene Roddenberry for that shit. The Rodster. But wasn't it because like he talked to like NASA and people that were into making like things or whatever like that, like, you know, inventors and stuff, and was asking what we could possibly look forward to for the future of like things, and someone was talking about like wireless communication, kind of like walkie-talkies, but you know, a phone instead, like because you know they had walkie-talkies back then, and but they were those big you know, big backpacks or whatever, you know, shit. And but a flip phone type thing. They said you could possibly have phones that you carry around in your vehicle, you know, and don't require a wire and can talk over the satellites and all this kind of stuff. And even those that could possibly flip open. And they was like, okay, let's add that to it. You know, then they had like the transporter stuff and the shuttlecrafts and just things, yeah, you know, like certain. And then even though it's not identical, Star Trek 4 with the whole transparent aluminum. Well, now that's a physical thing that really exists that they're thinking about using to replace the windows on the International Space Station with. Even though it's not aluminum, but that's what its basic functionality is, that of the same strength intensity of aluminum. And so they call it transparent aluminum because of the fibers and stuff and the makeup of it or whatever. But got to polish that shit like crazy to get it to see through. But yeah, Star Trek said it first, and then bam, it happened. It's like the Simpsons predicting shit. The Simpsons. Not the Simpsons, but the Simpsons. The Mandela effect, the Simpsons. The Simpsons. Ode. Cool. What would the Simpsons be like in an alternate reality? Parallel to our own, but just a little bit of difference. We'd have Bert, Miggy, Lisa, Madge, and Homer, Bomer, yeah. They'd be, instead of
Just
like
Call
yellow.
Mikor says, homie.
Homie? Homie. Yeah, they'd be like, instead of yellow or whatever, they'd be probably like green or some shit like that. Which there are green people. There are blue people in real life. And there was like the story of those two kids that were found. They were talking in a different language or whatever, and they were just solid green. And over time, it's like they were lost or whatever, found and like given foods that they had never eaten before, and then the green faded away, and they actually became more of a, you know, an average human color of whatever color that is, you know, like just a not green color, you know, maybe a pasty type of ivory-ish or something, or like a light brown or whatever. But one of them like died or whatever, and the other one lived and grew up and learned how to speak in a language that was around that area. I can't remember exactly what they said, but and they could remember details of whenever they were like still children. And it's like they said they saw something in a forest or whatever that was glowing, and they walked through it, and they were still in the forest, but it looked different. And then they came across the people there, and that's whenever things changed. And it was like kind of found that maybe they were from an alternate reality, you know, like where people were green because of the foods that they ate, and you know, because it's not like the you know, Romulans and Klingon, or not Klingons, Romulans and Vulcans in Star Trek are more of a green tinge to their skin because of their blood is green. Well, if you like certain foods you eat or whatever can apparently, like if you only eat green foods or whatever, that green can go into your body and, you know, like seep through the skin, and then you got like a green tinge or some shit. Well, theirs faded away. Well, there's also like the thing about Blue Man out there and the blue women and all that. It's like a some sort of metal over, not deficiency, but too much in their system that can oxidize a certain way into the skin and turn them blue, like an actual blue. So there's like a Papa Smurf for real. But it's only like a certain group of people that can happen to, like a genetic abnormality. That's why I go back to the whole thing about like other civilizations living before us. Like, what's in our blood? What's in our junk DNA that can tell us like about pre-us?
Just Call Makor says, have you heard this theory that Romulans created the Borg?
Yes, I've looked into some of that before. But it's never like been like an official thing, though. That's the thing. They're definitely interested
Murdoch
in them.
says, I got her on sperm cycle. It's at 78.82 MPa. Murdoch says, sorry, wrong channel.
The Sperminator. Yeah, Romulans have always been intrigued and like always studying the Borg technology. It's almost like you think, what if it's like a closed loop type idea, like a timeline wise, because they're always throwing time in Star Trek stuff, right? Some random Romulan group out there was studying some Borg shit. Something goes wrong, and then time travel happens. Romulan type Borg or whatever go into the past, start assimilating, and then bam, the Borg, you know. But like accident or on purpose, something like that happening. Because there's always some sort of time shit happening. I mean, hell, the whole like idea in Star Trek of time warp. You know, the thing they used in
Just Call Makor says,
fourth movie.
if you want to watch the original Quantum Leap, all the episodes are on Peacock. If you don't want to watch it via that method, then you can always raise your sails and venture the seas.
The seaweed is always green. Somebody else's lake. Peacock. Cock her spaniel. Cock her spaniel. But we'll never get an origin story for the Borg, that's for damn sure. I'm sure Locutus Borg knew that. Loquertus.
Hello there.
Hello there. Hello there. Enemy targets on my sights.
Just Call Makor says, I am sad that my favorite Picard character is gone because they are now Borg.
They are now Borg, Aaron. Your favorite Picard person is Borg. Well, she's herself and she's also Borg. Sort of. Shared duality. She can probably unborg herself, I don't know. They can pull people from that. Clay pot.
Just Call Makora says, yeah, but she is confirmed to no longer be on the show. Her becoming the queen was the end of her story.
Look up Jean-Luc. Look up Jean-Luc. John Luck. Well, that's, yeah, I mean, virtual as we see it on television. But there's always something out there. I mean, she can live a long time. The queen
Inverted
can
Paradox
live.
says, I smell dinner.
I smell fresh cut bread and butter. And it being like a final thing for Picard, though, it's over anyway. I mean, Pickard. I'm just sad that Q was gone. And they finally got a hug out of it. Oh. Q's favorite pet was Picard. I smell fresh cut bread and butter.
Just Call Makora says, I'm not. Q has been a nuisance since the very first episode of TNG.
Yeah, but a funny one. And the whole time he was trying to, like, teach them things. See what they were capable of. Helping them without telling them he's helping them. Still, though, I think the All Good Things last episode of Star Trek
Just
Next
Call
Generation was
Makora
kind of
says,
weird.
I want a new space exploration show.
The Expanse in my pants. How
Just
about
Call
that?
Makora says, give me more strange new worlds.
Strange new worlds. To seek out, and seek out. To boldly seek out. No. There needs to be a Klingon show, I'm telling you. A Klingon
The
sitcom.
MR Sharpa says, everything since Farpoint has been a test.
That's right. The trial never ended. I think it's kind of odd, though, like in All Good Things, the last episode of the TNG or whatever, you know, the three anomaly thing, the three timelines, Q was allowing Picard to jump between those. And it turned out that Picard, doing what he was doing, created the anomaly to begin with. So if Q hadn't have been jumping him through time, he wouldn't have created it, therefore not creating the problem. I can't figure that one out. Because Q was helping Picard by jumping him in time. But in helping him, it's like he caused it, but the Q apparently made the anomaly happen to test humanity. I don't know.
The MR Sharpa says, remember there are movies after, so in the end Q had to return everything back to normal.
Yeah. What day is it? What day is it? Picard's memory was expanding. You know, and in the game here, we don't have Q. We have Q. Q's son Q, apparently. Not the Q.
He's crazy.
But Q's son Q didn't test humanity the way the game's Q is. The game Q is more of QQ than that Q. Which makes me say that the game Q is TNG Q and not Q's son, Q Jr. or
Just
whatever.
Call McCower says, is it just me or was it dumb that the show turned Picard into a synth?
Yeah, that was like a way to take care of his syndrome thing that he was diagnosed with in the original show. They had Picard die and turn him into a synthetic, which was groundbreaking technology. But then second season, the reason why alternate to Picard was a synth was a different reason, but yet therefore he was still a synth. So who created the synth for him
The
there?
MR Sharpa says, I always wondered if IQ has the powers. He says there aren't multiple QS but one split.
IQ? Q? I like the books, the Q books. Those are pretty good.
Inverted Paradox says, I'm going through all the commands. Smiley face.
The
The MR Sharpa says, typo.
Ah. Multiple Qs. Well, I think there are multiple Qs because other Q can be born from other places or something, you know, and then come in, or they can, you know, like they can. The episode with Riker, you know, they saw potential in Riker, so they were thinking, okay, we'll make him Q, give him Q power.
Just
or whatever.
Call McCower says, I know in Voyager there was another Q that had died.
Yeah.
Inverted Paradox says, Q1, Q2, Q3, Q4, Q5, Q6, Q7, Q8, Q9. The MR Sharpa says, what if every Q we ever seen was actual splits personalities of one?
That's an interesting take on Q. One consciousness that had just split.
Let us hear it for our poor dead friend.
You know, in the Q books or whatever, the O are the ultimate enemy of the Q. And Q meets God in one of those books.
Murdoch says, you read, I'm impressed.
Audio listened.
Just Call McCower says, I want to see Q1B 20,000 aboard collective.
Versus those. Oh, he just snapped his fingers.
Inverted Paradox says, I can read too. Smiley face, I read C-Spot go. The MR
C-Spot
Sharpa
go.
says, he snaps Borg disappear.
That's right. It's Judge Q to you. And isn't it obvious what's going on?
Dilly dilly. Dilly dilly.
Dilly dilly. Of course, yes, dilly dilly.
The MR Sharpa says, he snaps again and they never even existed.
He snaps and they all become human. Then the continuum pop him out of existence or some shit like that. You know, an original
Just Call
series.
McCower says, also the first season of Picard pissed me off so much when they cock-teased me with Seven taking over the Borg ship. Inverted Paradox says, I snap my finger and it breaks.
Snap my finger and it breaks. Oh, when she temporarily became like kind of queenish. Eyes went all black and everything.
The MR Sharpa says, I know everyone was convinced she was the new queen, but I don't think Seven ever wants anything like that.
Nope. And whenever
Just Paul McClure says, I think season 3 of Picard should take place from the perspective of Admiral Janeway. Don't even show Picard at all.
well, Admiral Janeway is in the game. Of course, I think in real life, oh, she's still alive, the actress that played her. I can't think of her name for some damn Kate something. What is it? She's still alive. There. She may not be an Admiral physicality anymore, but there you are. There you are.
The MR Sharpa says, I want to see the Dominion War from the Dominion's perspective. Just Call McCower says, Kate Mulgrew or something like that. Inverted Paradox says, Mirror Janeway is, I'll be honest, she's fucking hot.
Mirror Janeway. You know, in Picard Season 2, it was almost like when Seven didn't have her implants, it's kind of like she missed them. She missed being unique. But next season should be more of a TNG feel to it. And Picard will probably end up actually dying in that one.
Inverted Paradox says, she can Borgify me any day.
Borgify.
Just Call McCower says, I just want to see Alison Pill in that red dress again. The MR Sharpa says, what if Picard dies, ascends and becomes the newest Q?
Ascension. Q-Ascension. I don't think the Q would probably bring him back or whatever, because, you know, Picard was Q's pet, or the one he liked. I don't know if the Q actually cared for Picard, but they saw like a thing about humanity through Picard. So, yeah, you never know really, though, do you?
Elmo, want to ask you a question. Would you like to drop acid with Elmo?
Elmo, want to ask you a question, brother. Shot in the back and made me run faster. Now I'm gonna wait till my team's here.
The MR Sharpa says, maybe QS interest in humanity is because they were human. Humanity has been around longer than most think. We have found human-like remains over 4.7 billion years old.
Yeah, there's no question about like the Q living
the MR
physically.
Sharpa says, million.
Millions. Yeah, the Q at one point in the existence of Q had to have been physical
Murdoch
beings at one
says,
time.
yeah, Q is real. It's been proven.
Gotta catch 'em all. A generator repaired itself, those bastards. As to what they actually looked like, now that's debatable, because They probably had the basic legs, arms, and whatever. It's just that they've, you know, gathered a higher plane of existence type thinking and went the way up, you know, and physically were able to ascend like in Stargate, you know, and could do whatever the hell they wanted to. And they chose not to interfere
Just
with
Paul
things
McCower
and had
says,
rules set.
"Oh, I get IT."
Shot through the pants.
Just Call McCower says, "The ancients are Vulcans and the Ori are Romulans."
Huh.
The MR Sharpa says, "I wonder how old the Q are compared to the Iconians."
Iconians? That'd be a cool thing if they could have an actual Q thing in this game. Like, instead of just some sort of a damn, like, once a year shit or something like that, you know, an actual story arc. I mean, they've got the Iconians. They didn't even really have the Iconians in any of the series. I mean, they had, like, mention of them in a few episodes here and there, and, like, some of their technology, but nothing compared to, like, actually, you know, anything really there, you know.
The MR Sharpa says, "That needs to be the next rep and season."
Yeah. Continuum. And John Delancey's putting himself in the game. That'd be awesome. I can see it like as an introduction, you know, like the trailer they always have for the new one for the game. He can be like voice overing it or something. The universe is vast. I should know. I've been through it a lot.
Just Call McCower says, "You should take a road trip to Coreland and come get this GTX 980. I don't use that, is probably better than your video card."
Oh yeah? Well, anything's better than what I've got. I'd never travel anywhere, you know that. I'm gonna die in my room.
The MR Sharpa says, "He comes on and says, 'And you thought I was dead? You're not the lucky human.'"
I can just see it like a little voiceover thing as the title fades to like the new
Inverted
season's
Paradox
name.
says, "By the way, I forgot to say hello, Daddy Scorp."
Hello there. Yes. Yes, hello. Yeah. Yes. Yeah. But as it like from dark to like the actual word showing continuum or something, and it has like and then I was there, you know, something like Bor or Q or something, because he mentions in like the books of Q, which are not really canon, but his past dealings with humanity that we've not seen, like what is it? Some historical events that he's actually influenced to make it as though it's our past or something.
The MR Sharpa says, "Sorry, but to me if Discovery is canon, it's all canon."
If Discovery is canon. Discovery unfortunately has to be canon. STDs are real. Star Trek Discovery. I'd like for the Q books to be real because those are pretty interesting. It's Picard and Data traveling with Q across different time zones and lands and whatnot, searching for Q's son. There's even like Trelane in there from the original series that they've deemed actually was a Q. And he was just the son of 2Q.
Says, "They should have made it a dark matter drive, not spore drive. It got way too out there with spores."
Well, my whole thing was like the Glenn ship, which is supposed to be like the sister ship or whatever of the Discovery ship, right? It didn't have a spore drive, correct? But yet in this game, the Glenn, which is the Discovery ship that everyone uses as Discovery, does the same type of warping, you know, as if it is the mycelial drive. A little bit of inaccuracy in that, I think. Though I'm probably not seeing it correctly. It's just personal in my head way of thinking. But then again, it's a game. Dang. Alright. Destroy Borg ships, win GPL at Davo. Oh boy. Oh, I'm at Nimbus, right? We can do that now. Let's play Dabo. Maybe Quark's tables won't warp my mind or anything. I'll be in here. Bonk.
Inverted Paradox says, I Nero.
You Nero? You a Pharaoh. You whatever you are, oh. Hello, fake leader.
Spin the wheel and win.
Let's make a deal, baby.
Inverted Paradox says, I like deals.
Deal or no deal? Deal or no deal? Learn no deal. Deal or deal no deal? Gambling in Star Trek. You didn't win any Go First Ladder. Didn't win. You won 2,000. Yay! I threw away 30,000 to win 2. Nice. Throw that back. How much do I have on him anyway? 312,000. Oh, I won. Look at that. Dabo. Yay. Won 150,000 Gold Press Platinum. Holy shit. Too bad he's useless. At least in my opinion it is. Once you get the things you need for Go Press Platinum, it is useless. It's like only, what, like 5 things in the game that are worth it? Sprint speed.
Inverted Paradox says, can we have a food porn channel in the Discord?
Food porn? Well, I've got cooking with Oxnix. If that counts. Alright, now we need to destroy some Borg. So the conduit for the win. It's so much faster than most of them. Food porn.
Murdoch says, that doesn't count. Onyx Moslodi is cooking meth.
Cooking meth. Well, what would be in this food porn channel? Describe to me what you would see in food porn. Let's say I don't know what it is. Tell me what it is.
The situation.
Inverted Paradox says, food pics, recipes, food talk, and all this shit.
Ah, yes. in a day. Congratulations.
The Netite probes can repair the transporters. Stop them!
Inverted Paradox says, seeing a nice creamy cake pops me hard eye.
Yar. Check Discord. See if that is there. If not, see Discord for the.
A probe is closing in on a transporter. Destroy it!
Probe is pulling in on transporter. Probe, man. Dude. Tactical cube already? What the fucking hell?
I'm Captain Jack! Sensors confirmed.
Well, that ain't fair. I wanted to kill more shit. Had to get in there with someone who had that DPSing. They be pissing. DPSing. Who's Targ? USS Constitution. Ah ha 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 ha. You don't get a flash whenever you're the original Enterprise. You just go into space warp. Time warp. Spock calculates as the season continues. Red alarm. There's not many red alerts that just happen anymore, do they? Oh, fuck. Okay, let's find an episode for some Borg shit to happen. Where have all the assholes gone? Set course. Transwarp. Boing. Assimilation. Just let your ass eliminate. Archer says, "Sir, there's some problems, sir. There's some problems." Scan debris. Debris has been scanned. Fire. Take no prisoners. Double dumbass on you, man. The USS SS USS SS US. SUSS. Oh, this is one where you're supposed to like follow them. That sucks ass. Let me give you a push. Ha ha ha! Little constipation class taking control of your ass this time. Constipation class starship. Defender. I don't even like her. My ship farts. Undine, we meet again. Strangers in the night. I'll be calling strangers in the night. We'll be whistling strangers in the night. Boom. Kaboom, mister. What are we doing down here? What we doing? Yay! Why? I don't know. Now what? Prevent Borg from capturing the Undine ship. Okay. Okay. Cube, we're here.
Just a bit outside.
Just a bit outside? Oh my god. Well, the Indians are finally going to go to the pennant. Let me shoot my weapon, Charlie Brown.
Just Call Makover says, at Scorpwana, are you almost done streaming?
Getting closer. What the hell? Let me shoot the Borg ship, damn. Air. Am I not supposed to kill that ship? Lame. Lame. Mr. Loba. Mr. Loba.
Hull integrity below 50%. 4 shields failing.
Yawn. Shot in the ass.
Target's shields have failed.
Boom. Beam the Borg cube to investigate. No. Not now, damn it. Shmams. Wesley Crusher. I don't want to continue the cube. I want to end the cube. Say assimilation. Cancel. There. Drop that. Okay. Then go back again. Episodes. Borg. Assimilation. Replay. Accept. Let's begin. I just wanted to kill one more damn ship. Shit, fuck. Damn it, mister. Damn it, mister. I need to kill these ships. Beam to Borg vessel. I don't want to. I done told you I don't want to. Damn it. I don't want to. I don't want to be there. I want to scan hydrazine gas or some shit. But I don't want to do that. Run away. Nicolas Cage doesn't run away. The Cage. Nicolas Cage is back. Yeah. The Cage. Okay, we'll just end this shit. Fuck that. Drop that mission. Okay, well, go back into that. Damn it. Episodes. Okay. Alright. I just want to kill one ship without going into a TFO, because I don't want to do a TFO again with him. Boom, Captain. Fluidic dynamics. Fluid dynamics. Fluid. Constipated fluid. Why'd you have to go and make things so complicated? See the way you're acting like somebody else gets me frustrated. Life's like this, you fall and you crawl and you break and you take what you get and you turn it into a fucking loading screen that takes all gosh darn night. Herb, derb. You come over unannounced. God. Oh, it's downloading. Patching 4 files up at the top corner there. At 1.3 kilobytes a second. Yeah, dude. Well, that part of the server that no one goes to anymore.
Just Call Makor says, I too remember when Avril Lavigne said herb derp derp.
Herb derp derp.
Welcome to the CUDA system.
CUDA! Welcome to the CUDA system.
Welcome to the CUDA. Thank you.
Thank you. I don't want to enter fluidic space, Tuvok. Damn it.
Just Call Makor says, OMG, that was Tuvok.
Yes, that was Tuvok. Tuvok, to handle. Tuvok, I don't want to do this mission, okay? I thought this was a different one. Bye, Tuvok. Tuvok Shakur. Which one is the one that does the whatever? Shit. I don't remember. Let's do that one. Set course, transwarp. I just want to kill one more damn Borg ship for this endeavor, and that's it. What the fuck? And there's no red alerts going on because they slowed those things down. A gathering darkness approaches, Captain. But what the hell are we gonna do here? Archer. I'm an archer. An archer. Oh, this is the one I wanted a while ago. This is the one that's fun. Probe Uranus. Uranus. Boom, did it, done. Okay, bye. Constipated. Why'd you have to go and get me so constipated?
Samu Wraith says, Ken Scorp.
Can. Hello there, Can. Alright, that's all we wanted to do was just destroy one damn ship, and that's what we did. How are you doing, Semi-Wraith? Semi-Wraith.
Samu Wraith says, because you ate all that ice cream.
Scream. Ice cream for ice cream. Baskin Robbins. Ben and Jerry's good humor. What's your favorite? Creamsicle or fudgesicle? Blah. Okay. Do that. Go here. Right here. Right there. Right there. Right here. Okay.
Samu Wraith says, just got home from my flight, Scorp.
Your flight? Just dropped in to see what condition my condition was in. Where'd you go? Now, why'd you get there, and how was this? Where you
Samu
went?
Wraith says, a 11-day vacation for my birthday my family took me on.
Wow, 11 days. Vacation. I've never been on a vacation before. An actual true to life, like, away. Sure, we used to go camping during the summertime when I was a kid / teen. But that's pretty cool.
Samu Wraith says, and it's just now over so yet. Went to Arizona to see the Grand Canyon. Just Call Makower says, theorizing that one could travel within their own planet, at Samu Wraith stepped into the fuselage, and took off.
Shut off like a rocket. Ding. He awoke to find himself crashed into a mountain. Was the Grand Canyon kind of breathtaking? Like you're like, oh wow, huge, big river.
Samu Wraith says, at Just Call Makower flying did kinda suck, I'll admit it.
The only time that I've flown, I didn't
Samu
find that
Wraith
it actually
says,
sucked.
jet lag is a beach.
Jet lag is beach. You do not like jet lag. Jet lag is beach. Jet lag for 500.
Samu Wraith says, oh Scorp, it was insane bigger than I thought.
I've seen the Grand Canyon in movies.
Murdoch says, that's what she said.
Uh-oh, processing crash data. Incident ID for customer service 49A989. Ooh. Restart Star Trek Online? Sure. This game. I blame it all on the cookie.
Samu Wraith says, movies and pictures don't do the Kenyan justice, really don't.
Moving pictures? I don't know. I probably wouldn't be overwhelmed with that. It takes a lot to make me go, ooh, ah. You know? Nestle Flusher. Yeah. Yeah, close the program because it crashed. Okay, let's get this one going. Star Trek Online is brought to you by the letter 4. 4 can be a letter.
Samuraith says, at Murdoch's well guys would have no trouble hitting this hole. LOL, you missed this hole, you might as well give up.
A hole we can't avoid. It's like Mount Rushmore. I probably wouldn't go like, ooh, ah, because I've already seen pictures. Eiffel Tower, oh yeah, look, there it is. I don't get enthusiastic about a lot of things. Now you give me aliens? Probably. And we're back for that. Yay for Gary. Gary, you crashed the damn thing. Now the second coming of Jesus? Maybe I'd get a little crazy. I don't know. That would be nasty though, wouldn't? Okay, join a random one
Just
for
Call
Gary.
McCower says, Jesus never came.
Jesus never came? The holiest of all grails.
Samuraith says, well, the trip was fun, a break from all the nonsense here. Scorp a lot of palm trees.
A lot of palm trees in the Grand Canyon? Well, that's pretty cool. Yeah, I can imagine like just a step away from the world that you're in to something different could be relaxing. I wish I had relaxation. That would be nice. I don't have it. I can't ever have it. The only time I can have it is
Samurai says, it's still 105 over there for a hike. Samurai says, for you at Just Call McCoy.
the song, Jesus take the wheel. It's like, alright man, but I've never driven before. Oh, sorry, you know, I've never driven before here. Well, concentration broken. I don't know what that was talking about. But it must not have been important because I don't remember. Yeah.
Samuraith says, just don't beat yourself with your wood.
The Gateway Network, the plan is...
Oh my god, no. Herald shit again. Oh my god. Okay, mod, mister. That's so annoying. Give me a random that's only like 5 seconds long. This is the Kobayashi Maru. Yeah.
Herald forces inbound.
Herald? Now, if Yellowstone actually erupted, that would be interesting.
Just Call McCower says, currently playing WoW Classic. I forgot these times when it was basically required for you to carry mana potions when leveling.
Level. I never had to do that.
Dalek_Curlin says, surrender.
Dalek Curlin. Surrender. You will be
Samurai
exterminated.
Says, heard Old Faithful is quite the sight. Scorp.
Yes. And its activity is like steadily creeping
Murdoch
up to where
says,
people are getting
is
paranoid.
Northrend out for Classic? I used to be one of the main tanks on Black Dragon Flight back in the day. Remember killing the Lich King? Samuraith says, Kurland.
You will be
Dalek_Kurland
exterminated.
Says, allotted surrender period has expired. Exterminate.
Sex terminate. You will be exterminated. You are the doctor. You will be exterminated. Exterminate. You will not leave my presence.
Says, at Samuraith howdy. Just Call Makor says, at Murdoch SWAT LK just released today. Inverted Paradox says, alright, I am so sick of this Just Call Makor. I have tried to reach out privately to you and you keep coldly rebuffing me. So I am going to make this very public so you can't run away. Your recent attitude towards me has left me feeling uncomfortable with you having mod powers over me. You could abuse them and ban me due to your apparent dislike of me. Samuraith says, but what about assimilating Kurland? Samuraith says, at Inverted Paradox, you serious? Dalek_Kurland says, at Samuraith, my personality was always geared more towards extermination, more entertaining.
Dr. Dalek. Boom, I died. Respawn. LM Grisball.
Dalek_Kurland says, alert. It is the doctor. Run away. I mean, exterminate. Just Call Makor says, so yeah, WoW Classic is fun stuff. Samuraith says, yeah, flight turbulence also was a pain. Scorp, sure it was only 2 hours but still nope, not fun.
Have you been in a plane before, Samuraith? Crichton's crossovers. They spelled it right too, Crichton. That's awesome. Buck Rogers.
Gateway opening at 3 o'clock.
That's pretty cool, Buck Rogers.
Samuraith says, nope, first time this time here, Scorp.
Ah, okay. You know, my first time like in a plane, it's
says,
not really that bad.
I remember my first expansion being Wrath of the Lich King, mostly because I can turn into cat. Inverted Paradox says, at Samuraith Berry, I can't trust people with mod powers who can't put aside personal issues with people lower than them and don't act like adults. Samuraith says, just call Makor, you gonna respond here, dude?
All I see is like nighttime or something.
Let's point it at the sun.
Yeah, cool. Maybe we'll see some fire. Let's have a look here. See what we can see.
Ugh. What the hell? What's he aiming at?
Samuraith says, let's point Scorp at the sun. Samuraith says, LOL. Dalek_Kurland says, at Samuraith I suspect Tisby and handled privately.
Dude, throw me into the sun.
Just Call Makor says, no, it's called taking the high ground. It is the most adult thing I can do. I am making a choice to not interact with them and am leaving it at that. If they want to think that is not liking than an adult, then I cannot fix that.
Stop the Herald attack on Allied space. Get through that gateway.
Get through the gateway. I guess that's the one.
Samuraith says, most people if there's a issue at last my XP just ban and be done with it. Other channels I've been around at just call Mikoa.
There will be no banning.
Dalek_Corland says, and this is why extermination is the easiest path to take, no one to argue with you. Inverted Paradox says, at Just Call Mikoa I think you are acting like child. Personally you know what you are doing to me and you know I don't like it one bit. That is bullying me. Do you like bullying autistic people? Do you get kick out of it? Just Call Mikoa says, me abusing my mod powers would be me banning them yesterday with no cause. I didn't. That alone speaks for itself, and the only person here that opinion I care about on the matter is Scorp, who has already understands my side. Just Call Mikoa says, oh. Just Call Mikoa says, I get it now. Just Call Mikoa says, Inverted Paradox is HATE3K. Just Call Mikoa says, that explains a lot now.
That's a far assumption.
Says, what the fucking fuck? Dalek_Curland says, let's just draw a line under this and move on. Dalek_Curland says, sorry, didn't mean caps.
Caps are fine, dude. Caps are fine.
Samuraith says, at Dalek_Curland I'm beginning to see your side. Outright annihilation sometimes the best course.
Anal annihilation. Annihilation.
Dalek_Curland says, at Samuraith exactly LOL. Just Call Mikoa says, anyway. I am not speaking on this matter anymore. I am leaving it where it is, and if they want to continue going on about it, then it isn't my problem.
We now return to the Scooby-Doo murder files.
Gee whiz, gang. Looks like the killer
Dalek
gutted the victim,
_Curland
strangled him with his
says,
own intestines,
Gary.
and then dumped the body in the river.
Jinkies, what a mystery.
You're right, Scoop. We're dealing with one sick son of a bitch.
Gary indeed.
Hull integrity below 75%.
Energy levels in the sphere are rising. Check it out.
Samuraith says, at Dalek_Curland but the Borg do obliterate what they cannot assimilate.
Oh wait, going back through the thing.
Dalek_Curland says, I think we can all agree the worst regular member of Mystery Inc. was Scrappy Doo.
Yeah, a little Scrappy. He was always a puppy. He never grew up. He never grew uppy.
The ship is drawing power from the gateways. You will need to shut the
Turning around.
Just Call McCower says, I lied. I will speak on this once more. This is what they just med me on Twitch. Go fuck yourself. I hope you get hit by a car, you fucking waste of space. How fucking dare you. Samu Wraith says,
Ouch.
At Dalek_Curland, Daphne always pissed me off. She did so little, so many episodes.
That's harsh.
Good work. The
Acknowledged. Fleet in there. Note that any grievances that anyone has, I am not a part of.
Dalek_Curland says, that's a little uncalled for.
I am completely. I'm not going to be part of anything. If there's a grievance, you take care of it between like the individuals who have this thing. I'm not there. I'm in the game. I'm streaming.
Dalek_Curland says, at Scorpiana Popcorn.
Popcorn for who?
Samu Wraith says, at Just Call McCower, just do the Palpatine from Robot Chicken. Go F yourself, go F yourself, go F yourself. Face_with_tears_of_joy.
I mean, I already like went through. Someone constantly like messaging me over and over and over about things and stuff, and so yeah, you know, I don't. In any kind of problem that anyone has, they take care of it. I don't. I know it's my stream and all that, but I am not in the middle of any of it. I sit on the sidelines, let them take care of it themselves. If anybody wants to like, you know, go beyond and like talk.
Dalek_Curland says, I have a problem. I have to go to work today.
Yeah, that's a problem. I have to do that too, and in like 11 hours, and I don't want to do that shit. No. I'm kind of like tired of continuously going to work. My body can't handle it anymore. I want to relax, do my own thing, and the only way I can find to relax is to be unconscious. But yeah, you know, sometimes the best thing to do, like whenever you're having some sort of grievance with someone, disagreement or something like that, or whatever, you talk it through, and if the person's involved or come to a mutual understanding, then there you go. The previous thing that I had to deal with, there's no understanding, which is someone that couldn't be reached. But I'm sure, like, if both sides, you know.
Dalek_Curland says, extermination is easier.
That's so true. Oh man, I could have done that instead of that. 'Cause that's gonna. Yep, I can't do that right now. Shit. Okay. I mean, I've seen discussions on here that have ended in people leaving the stream that I wasn't even a part of. You know, over some sort of
Samu Wraith says,
things that happen.
Yeah, I'm out of drama. I'm sorry, not my deal. Anyone got a issue, I move on. That's the beauty of the block button, but my opinion.
Right.
Samu Wraith says, but that's me.
I just stay out of everything. I'm not here for people to get upset or to, you know, have issues with each other over things that are beyond my control. Ooh. Oh, yes. One person. Fleet marks. Let's see, 16 hours tomorrow. That should be available.
Inverted Paradox says, I'll think about chocolate cake. Murdoch's nice sexy chocolate cake covered in hot sexy chocolate sauce. Dalek_Curland says, unless things get really offensive, I don't normally block people. The things angry humans come out with can be quite entertaining. Samuraith says, Hell Scorp, I got real world shit Russian accent I deal with here day.
Russian
Murdoch
accent.
says, that sounds good.
Russian accent? What? Really offensive? Yeah. I don't normally block people either, that's the thing. That's why I kind of prevent the whole banning over disagreements and things of that nature. I mean, there's no point in it. The only banning that actually happens is if someone gets, like, that comes in here and just goes nuts or whatever, like, that just starts using, words that shouldn't be used at all, like, vulgar.
Dalek_Kurland says, thing is, everyone has a bad day.
Yeah.
Samuraith says, meant to say shit as sheet Scorp, haha.
Sheet. I mean, if I'm gonna say, like, I've seen certain streamers where they'll say no foul language, but they themselves say foul language in their stream. So I think that should only be like, since I do say like the word shit, fucking all that sometimes, it's allowed. Bad words like that are allowed to be said in the chat, no problem. But it's like when you get kind of like, into the upper bad shit.
Samuraith says, I really try to refrain from profanity a lot, I work on it.
Yeah. Sometimes you just can't, though.
Murdoch says, yeah, fuck you Scorp, I hope blood comes out of your ass tomorrow.
Oh, it might, dude, it might. I hope so, too. That would be fun. I've had it happen once. And
Samuraith
out of my
says,
eyes.
At Murdoch's wow lol.
Yeah.
Dalek_Kurland says, well fuck.
Well fuck indeed. Yeah. And I've been told to go like die in a fire before. I mean, it's no problem.
Inverted Paradox says, well fuck me sideways on an airplane.
On which wing? While wearing a parachute. Oh. Yeah. Let's see. We'll go ahead and give that 56 there. But yeah, the only banning that would happen here is
Inverted Paradox says,
like,
blow me down like a windmill.
People that
Dalek_Kurland says, there's only a few reasons I block someone: homophobia and racism.
Yeah, I can see that. Yeah.
Samuraith says, at Dalek_Kurland, wow, didn't know you cursed first I've seen.
It's alright. Everyone swears. Even in their head when they use a different word, it's still swearing. A swear word is just a word with a different meaning.
Samuraith says, Kurland seems so proper lol.
Kurland here.
Inverted
that and
Paradox
bots.
says, Kurland here.
Definitely like advertisement bots or something like that. Yeah, get rid of those. I mean, there's bots in here right now that are owned by Stygian, the guy that comes in every once in a while. I don't mind them being there collecting like chat or whatever, or data on whatever. It doesn't bother me at all. And it's only like people that come in and
Dalek_Kurland says, at Samuraith, you missed that one time I was on Triz stream in voice comms and dropped an F-bomb by accident.
An F-bomb in Triz's. Oh, did he get it? Like,
Inverted
were they
Paradox
aware?
says, collating chats. Well shit.
Yeah. Well, he has bots that do statistical type stuff or whatever. Like how many words are said in a sentence, or like how many times this or that or whatever, or how long someone stays into the chat.
Samuraith
and all
says,
that.
just give me a Borg faction and the cutting beam.
Which it's not a dangerous type of thing, that just collecting data,
Dalek_Kurland says, bots would like to know your location. Samuraith says, at Dalek_Kurland, oh wow, did he catch it? Inverted Paradox says, I got banned from Triz's chat.
Ooh, why? You probably told me before, but I've forgotten. I have a bad memory when it comes to a bunch of shit.
Polarcade says, evening folks.
Evening folks, how you doing? How you doing down there? How you doing?
Dalek_Kurland says, at Samuraith, oh yeah, and I felt so bad about it for hours XD. Samu Wraith says, Polarcade.
Polarcade. We got one trader. I don't want to get rid of that trader though. I want to get rid of like a shit.
Inverted Paradox says, I said a few things and I got prem banned. Dalek underscore.
Oh yeah, I think
says,
I remember you telling me
at
about
Polarcade,
that.
Hey PC.
You said words and they don't like it.
Inverted Paradox says, it's a Polarcade.
Polarcade. But yeah, you know, like the only part time, like
how yay.
You know, it's mostly bots or people that kind of like over abuse the
says,
chat
y'all
thing,
doing
like
asterisk
text to speech and
Dalek
try to make it
Curlin
say
says,
nasty things.
At Inverted Paradox yet, Triz likes to keep things very PG. His mother watches apparently.
That's insane. Yeah, it's you get more of an audience if you keep it toward a PG and under 18 thing. You can get more kids
says,
watching.
At Dalek underscore Curland, I remember he left voice chat before over a few curses he heard.
He must not like it himself then.
Polarcade says, yeah, I am not allowed in Trist's Discord chat. LOL.
Well, I'm not allowed in my own chat. Damn it. Okay.
Dalek underscore Curland says, at Polarcade LOL. Inverted Paradox says, at Dalek underscore Curland, it wasn't Triz who banned me. I got into a fight with some of his mods and they prem banned me. Samu Wraith says, LOL Scorp.
Let's see, Fleet Starbase. See, that shouldn't be a thing. Like, even if you have a disagreement with one of them about something, they shouldn't just up and ban you.
Repeat, the imposter is not to be injured.
I'm Captain Kirk!
Dalek underscore
I'm Captain Kirk!
He's Captain Kirk, damn it. That's like, you know, the Star Trek Online forums. Whenever you ask a question and someone responds,
Dalek
and it seems a bit...
Curland says, I'm the captain.
It seems a bit like,
Inverted
you know,
Paradox
a
says,
heated thing.
at Dalek underscore Curland, it was the day they had the community manger on. Dalek underscore Curland says, at Inverted Paradox, I think I missed that one.
You think I missed it? Well, I'm gonna tell you didn't.
Dalek underscore Curland says, it's Gary. Still injured, I see.
Yes.
Says, I respect Trist's wishes to keep things PG. But I do like to push my limits. Haha.
Yes. Gary will always have his injuries. He can't get any more for some reason. It's really sad.
Samu Wraith says, at Polarcade he allows Ogie to say whatever though.
See, that right there is not right.
Inverted Paradox says, at Dalek underscore Curland, I like chat sounds and I got a little pissy about them being off, and that was the reason I got into it with the mods, which led to me being banned from the Twitch chat.
They shouldn't have gotten, like... I don't know, they could probably like have their own little clique or something like that. And let's see, technical security. And if you're not part of the clique, then
Dalek underscore
You know.
Kurland says, at inverted paradox I see. I see.
Well, see. So then.
Inverted paradox says, I don't know if I am banned from the Discord though, cause I left before they could drop the hammer on me.
Hammer time. Damn it. Oh, Gary, we need to do that, don't we? Well, we already did. Okay, you got 2 days worth. It's like I've been in, you know, like I had mentioned earlier about certain streams or whatever you're in where people.
I fart in your general direction.
Polarcade says,
Your
I
mother
don't
was
want
a
to play
hamster,
tonight.
and your
So many
father
choices.
smelt
Not
of
enough hours in a
elderberries.
day.
I know, right?
Dalek underscore Kurland says, so who wants to join Gary's warband?
Bow 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 boom bow bow. Bow boom bow 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 bow. Retrofit. It's retrofitting engineering. What does Gary have again? Only 8 because I've been wasting all of them. It's amazing that I came down from having 1 million, about what 600,000 refined, and down to only 8 now, 8,000. Just dumping them into this thing. Roster man. 31. Wow. Okie dokie. Three assignments.
Inverted paradox says, so anyway I started blasting.
Blasting off Max and chilling out Max and relaxing all cool and shooting some b-ball outside of the school. Oh, I don't have any assignments. Okay. But yeah, like the only time is like anybody ever, you know, gets banned from mine is if we're under the assumption that person is a bot. Pretty much. Or if someone abuses the text-to-speech by using words that are not appropriate for, like, racism words type thing, you know, something like that. Making it say things, which it's not going to, but they try, you know, because I have the filter on to where it doesn't allow certain words and things. But that's the only reason, like, you know, anyone would get banned is if they're recognized as a bot or someone like abusing the like stuff or whatever like that. Anyway, I think I'm done for the night.
Samu Wraith says, Kurland you should join Gary. Dalek underscore Kurland says, self-destruct in 10 minutes there is no further warning.
Self-destruct in 10 minutes.
Samu Wraith says, Gary the Klingon.
Is it always like dark over here? Like if I turn this light out, is it always dark in the Klingon fleet or whatever base over here? Could have sworn before it wasn't, but now it's for some reason it is. Anyway.
Dalek underscore Kurland says, I have a KDF tune, but I never use her for some reason.
You tell her, come here, baby. So call me, baby. Okay, yeah. Well, let's see what's going on here. Yep. I'm gonna call it. I gotta, like, wash clothes and shit. Or, well, wash them and put them in the dryer so they'll be ready tomorrow, because I don't give a shit about clothes that have been sitting in the dryer all day. They're dry. Who cares if they're not folded? I don't care. Gotta have the clothes ready. Want to watch Quantum Leap, so we have some discussions on that later, like tomorrow or whatever.
Inverted Paradox says, apparently I'm also banned from Hate 3KS Witch Chat too. Inverted Paradox says, Twitch.
Why?
Murdoch says, where are you watching Quantum?
Well, it should be on the NBC website.
_Curlin says, yes, the Witch Chat.
The Witch Chat. Witch Chat. Twit. He who shall not be named.
Murdoch says, do you have to subscribe? Polarcade says,
no.
At Inverted Paradox out there making everyone angry. LOL.
That's crazy. Why would the heck would you be banned from... I don't know why you'd be banned from there. That's none of my business. I'm not to discuss, mention names of people. You know? As per requests from said people. So I'm not going to say anything further on that matter. Yeah, I think NBC's website, because I think that the pilot's out there. Let's see. NBC.com.
Inverted Paradox says, at Polarcade no clue why, maybe it's because I didn't sell him a ship he wanted.
There's really no telling. Those who are unhinged sometimes just go nuts. Yeah, start watching. Yeah, it looks like it's free to watch on the NBC website. Yep, it's loading the video player.
Says, you didn't? How rude. R.
Arr. Yeah, it looks like NBC.
Inverted Paradox says, it's been a very long time since I last saw them in this chat.
And you won't. It's amazing what you learn, though, about people. The lies and things, and actual truths of matters and things like that. But, yeah, I don't investigate. I just know how to search. Anyway, we are going to play a Red Shirt Death, and then I'm going to close her down. God, I don't know why. That one always gets me. I love that one for some damn reason. It's just the way that it hits the shirt. It's like, yeah, I'm guessing they use some sort of a wiring to like pull it through there, kind of like a magician would do, like for an arrow stunt or something. But that's pretty cool. I love my Red Shirt Deaths.
How am I doing today, Gary Busey? You're doing great. Good. Then I'll keep it up.
Meanwhile,
alrighty. Well, y'all have a good night, day, wherever you are in the world, morning. And I'll try to be back online tomorrow around the same time. Just subtract about 1, 2, 3. About 3 hours or whatever like that from what the time is
Inverted
now, and that's when I'll
Paradox
start.
says, good night, Daddy Scorp.
Night, dude.
Just Call McCower says, later, human.
You later, human. Human. And good later, everybody else as well. Because, yeah. Maybe I can have that nightmare again that I loved last night. That was so intriguing. I wanted to see how it ended. But damn it, I woke up. People's heads flying with bat wings.
Murdoch says, night Scorp, night chat, night Jim Bob.
Night Jim Bob. Yeah, it was like a portal had opened up and like a gateway to another dimension, and things were coming out of it, and stuff was happening, and flying heads with bat wings and stuff were attacking people. I don't know. I just felt it really interesting. And then I woke up. I was like, damn it. Anyway, y'all have a good one. See you later. Adios.